On Hello World. This is the Culture Exchange, and I got Jaurice Winston and Ray the Writer in the building.
This is a test for Bump That Radio. Please allow us a few moments to perform this test.
All right. This is the Culture Exchange, where stories intersect, traditions collide, and understanding blooms. Culture Exchange isn't just a show, it's a passport to the human connection. So we're diving deep into the beautiful, complex tapestry of global human experience, exploring how traditions travel, how perspectives shift, and how we truly begin to understand one another. Welcome to the Global Exchange, y'all.
This is a test for Bump That Radio. Please allow us a few moments to perform this test.
What's up with that test? Hello. How's it going? What it do, Jaurice?
How you doing, brother? How you feeling tonight?
Pretty good. How you feeling, Ray?
I'm fantastic. How you feeling?
I'm pretty good. So Ray blessed us here. Oh, we got your man Emmanuel.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like you just jumped on.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
All right, let's get him in here. One sec. There we go. Uh-oh. Yeah, we got you.
Y'all can hear me?
Yo,
Yeah,
brother.
we can hear you.
Nah, I want you. My service tweaking, but
I figured you're probably in the basement.
I just came upstairs. Can y'all
Yeah, I
hear me
can
now?
hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
much
in the
better.
basement. You know how I get down there. I was in there working, man. I had to come hop on the stream with y'all. How's everybody doing?
No, for sure. We
Yeah,
good.
we good. I'm P.O.
Say
That's
one more time,
Ray.
brother.
No, I said my name's P.O.
P.O.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. And that's Ray the Writer. Introduce yourself, Ray.
He already know me.
Oh, okay. All right, shoot. Go ahead, Ray, or go ahead and kick it off.
Okay. So I personally wanted them to come on because just listening to like the different conversations that we've had so far, but even just listening just to how they speak to other people about like the things that they do and what they bring into our community, I wanted personally both of them to join just to speak a little bit about Male Mogul Initiative and also being participants and graduates within that organization and how it's changed them and how it has developed them into the men that they are today. So whoever want to kick it off could go first, Reese or Manny.
I go first. Man, it's been a long journey with Male Mogul, but I'll just start from the beginning. So first off, for those who don't know what the Male Mogul is, the Male Mogul Initiative is a nonprofit organization that was founded in 2017 by my personal mentor Walter Mendenhall. So he started this non-for-profit because he went into a career day on the west side of Chicago at a high school, and he met a young man that unfortunately he told him he had to sell drugs in order to get the things that he wanted and needed. So Walter, being who he is, he decided to actually be a part of like trying to change the narrative of young men in Chicago. So with all the things that there is to do legally, to attain wealth and build income, Walter just provided opportunities for young men like me. And now I'm a graduate of the program. I joined the program when I was 16 years old, a sophomore in high school. And since then, I've been able to do things and provide opportunities for not only my people but other guys and other young men and other communities in Chicago. So, we can deep dive into it, but that's kind of like the overview of what Male Mogul is. I'll let Emmanuel explain like how he's been, benefiting from that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Just want to start off by saying I'm honored that you brought me on, Ray, and my experience with Male Mogul Initiative has really just kicked off. The gap year internship program we're probably like how far are we in reach? Like 3 weeks, maybe
Yeah,
3 or
like
4 weeks.
three and a half weeks. Yeah.
3.5 weeks, man. And it's been just every day, just learning. But you know, like I found that traditional learning, let's say in like prior to college, like high school setting, and all of my education I've usually gotten traditionally, it wasn't from people that understood what I go through. And I don't really see that a teacher can be fit if they don't know what you're going through, because how can they teach you, you know? And that's why I've been blessed with this opportunity, because I mean, these are the people that I asked to be surrounded with. And just knowing my vision for like creative empowerment, and adding that to the economic empowerment that Male Mogul Initiative was founded on, it's definitely changed my perspective, and therefore changed my life. And the access I have, the opportunities, and just the mindset definitely, it's contagious. It spreads to the people around you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I know I'm right where I'm supposed to be, working with the guys I'm with. Just blessed to be a part of the team, man. And it's gonna be a great year for Male Mogul, for everybody involved.
Okay. Now, how long have you been involved with Male Mogul again?
Me? You talking to me or Emmanuel?
Emmanuel.
Okay.
So I've been involved with Male Mogul. I just started the Gap Year program back in January. So I'm familiar with Male Mogul because they had an activation at a shipping container mall, more or less a community of businesses that were just doing something untraditional. And like I said, trying to add to the economic empowerment of our community. That was back in 2021. When I graduated high school, I got turned on to the guys. You know, I got turned on to Reese and Keith, and Walter, and even Will. So all these guys that, you know, are my crew now. These are people I'm supporting, and I know they're supporting me. But I just met these guys just like doing legwork a while back, and through my tailoring class that I was doing, we were in a facility together, and I think that was a blessing that kind of connected us to where I could start the program in January, and just now we got a lot of direction moving forward, and there's a lot of value to be added, and there's a lot of direction with all the knowledge being passed around. So that's just 3 weeks in with them, really, bro. But I feel like I've been with them since back then. You know, I feel like we've been building since then.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what skills you think you've learned so far just by being with them?
Biggest thing I'll say is the game of life. The game of life is something we all play, but you know, I have a new understanding of power, and the power of seeking the kingdom of God, seeking, you know, just standing righteously in my purpose. That that's something I'm reminded of every day that I am involved with Male Mogul Initiative. And Walter, he's just a great mentor. He's definitely the type of teacher I always wanted when I was in school.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. And the biggest thing I would say is just understanding, you know, the game of life. And man, yeah, I would say that that book that kind of makes the impossible possible. And I found that that's the main thing, is when you do it through faith. That's the biggest lesson I've got, is when you do something through faith, there's a supernatural power. And that, you know, that causes, as far as cultivating yourself as a man, you know what that's going to result in if you thinking like that versus with a limited mindset.
Oh yeah, because power can be abused.
It is abused. It's abused every day.
Oh yeah,
because it's human nature. And that knowledge, you know what I'm saying, is like you find peace with stuff like that when you have faith. you find peace in knowing some people will abuse their power, but I mean, look at our community; they need us. So, are you just gonna sit back and watch, or are you gonna do your part?
Right, right. Good job. You know, it's good to see you young brothers. You all are both pretty young, and that's good. So it's like you got a good head start, and your heads are screwed on right for now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
So
sure.
Gratitude.
I think that's huge for you all.
Yeah, because I was definitely gonna say just like I just met them like not even a month ago, maybe 2, 3 weeks ago.
Man, I feel like we've been on each other.
You feel me? Like, but
Mhm.
even just within that short period of time, just having conversations with them, for them being at the age that they are, and we all know that age does not define maturity. So the fact that they are in their age bracket and they do have their heads screwed on tight in the way that they speak and articulate themselves, and they have this vision and they're going on that journey, like I wanted to give both of y'all flowers because I never told y'all in person, even though, but
Thank you,
just
Queen.
yeah, it's like I
Appreciate you,
value
Ray.
that a lot because we don't have a lot of men or
The
just
examples. There's not a lot of
yeah,
examples.
we don't
Yeah.
have, and even men who are older than y'all, like they never had those examples, and they can't be examples for other people,
Right.
like after them and stuff like that. But the fact that y'all are how y'all are, I give y'all a round of applause and give y'all flowers for that because I know
Most
like
definitely.
when y'all
This
have
is a test for Bump That Radio. Please
yeah,
allow
for
a
sure.
few moments to perform this
It's
test.
like when y'all have conversations, y'all being around like y'all younger male cousins or like nephews, whatever the case may be, like y'all can pass that knowledge on to them so they can be just like y'all. You feel me?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
so
that's the plan. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. So like with Reese, like how is it being a teacher for those who are younger than you?
Go first, Reese, because you've been
Uh.
mentoring the youth. So talk about it, bro.
Yeah, man. So like, I I I wouldn't lie to you. It's not like any traditional way that you think a teacher or any mentor would, approach their mentees or students.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just try to come from a place where, I'm letting them know like I've been there before. Like I think sometimes we all think that we, have it figured out or we know what's to come. It's you can never really tell. Like things change every day,
Mm-hmm.
and you can always be exposed to more. So that's what I try to like emphasize to like any like of my mentees or students I've taught. Like we all have been there. Like it's a starting point for everybody. It's about like what you're willing to do and what you about what you're willing to learn to get better.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that's the main thing for me. Other thing, maturity. I would say like even just going through the program, that's what matured me. Uh, I felt that I was not all life like let's just say life humbled me early. So it's
Mhm.
like I kind of was like hip to what was going on at an early age that older people were doing, and when I started doing it, it didn't feel that weird to me because I had been seeing it. Like I've been around guys like Walter, and other older entrepreneurs. So it was like when I like was soaking up the game and learning everything, it's just about I realized it was just about what I was willing to do and how I wanted to create impact and change. So I feel like that was the best way. Like I didn't see any other young men my age that was willing to mentor or be in that teacher role. So I felt like that would be new for me and it would change the narrative as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you grew up on the west side of Chicago,
Yes, sir. Austin area.
Austin area. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now, how do your experiences growing up in that particular neighborhood influence your approach
Yeah.
toward community leadership?
I would say it's always like like I say to my students like life is 90% what happens to you. Well, no, life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you respond to it. So growing up, I had always seen things that that was kind of like rough on others. Seen death. I seen like people kind of get incarcerated at a young age. So just seeing that like at a young age, just like again, it matured me. It showed me what could happen if if you go certain routes. It showed me what I could be capable of if I made different decisions than what I seen. So it was just like in a way it was fun, but it was also important because as I was growing, things were changing more and more, and I noticed people, making certain decisions that led them down either the wrong or the right route. So that was kind of, the blueprint for me. Like I kind of learned off what I seen growing up. But again, Walter Mendenhall, my mentor, like he taught me how to like spread my influence on my community. So it's not about like what I've always seen or what I always could be. It's about what I choose to do for others. So yeah.
Okay.
Manny, what was your upbringing like?
Man, that was so powerful, brother. But my upbringing was, I've always had a village. I've had like on multiple levels. I've always had a village, and I don't take credit for the person I am. I don't take all the credit for that. I definitely attribute a lot of it to like my brother Reese was saying, being the youngest. Me and my brothers, we are 2 years apart. So I've always had that village. And then outside, it's like my mom is a performing artist. So all my life I was around other performing artists, just other people who were creatively inclined and successful in that. So when I started playing sports, it was kind of like every day, all day, that was my other village. So those are like 3 villages basically. And I could attribute most of what I've held on to the most and tried to really hone in on. It's always been, like Reese said, it's always been easier to just trust in my village and to trust that the struggles I'm going through and things I'm going to face, there's someone that's been through it.
Mm-hmm.
And like Jaurice has been a mentor to the youth. I've had so many people approach me in that way since I was like 5 years old, to the point where, like I said, my teachers in school, I was less receptive to them than I was to just people who were around me. So my upbringing, it was big on arts and wisdom. Like I always used to go to these African dance performances, and I used to learn about my history a lot. So I never felt like I was just subjected to what the world put in front of me. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of my peers, they don't share that feeling. They may not resonate with that as much, And that's why when I do try to pass on information, I just feel like sometimes people may not want to hear these things, or they just don't know. So it's easy to just say them and to just think about it like, I wish somebody would have told me, or like I've had people tell me this, so I'm just gonna be that for someone else.
Makes sense.
Right? Wherever you up against, I don't know exactly what you're up against, but because of how I was brought up, I was taught to understand people from all different backgrounds.
Absolutely.
So I see the value in people that they may not be seeing in themselves, and that's why I would even take the time to speak to you, approach you, and that I just lead with faith in that and hope it works,
Okay.
and do it right. It's rewarding. That's the reward, is just doing it out of just with enough purpose,
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What you all have any success stories from your programs that are particularly meaningful to you?
I would say just getting this warehouse space. So we call our warehouse Creative Lab. We call it Collab Creative Spaces, and it's a warehouse that we closed on last year of April. And since then, we've been able to create new jobs and provide opportunities to young men in different communities in Chicago. And I would say that sticks with me the most, because it's kind of like, I used to like think of all this stuff when I was like 16, 17 years old. So to now like see it like, actually,
I'm in the
if it was,
fruition.
yeah, it's a different feeling. So,
Yeah,
like I
congratulations.
know I'm not the only one who feels like this. There's other guys in our program who feel like this as well, but it's been a long time coming. So I would say this success story hits the most for me. Yeah. And that's what I say.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So okay, so I was talking to somebody earlier today a little bit about like schooling. So I know like going forward, like with my children and stuff like that, I want to homeschool them. Even though I know, school it helps kids with
Yeah,
like social skills and stuff like that, the whole 9 yards. However, schools in their curriculum now it doesn't teach them about life,
I
so
agree.
it doesn't really prepare them. And just for us being black in general, we have it harder than anybody else in the whole world. So
Absolutely.
like for me, I think when it comes to school, I do believe that they should build a curriculum or specifically build a school that is tailored around like life skills, like have programs like Male Mogul and even have programs for like females and things like that because school teaches you only like the basic things like we got the science classes, the chemistry, the math, and all that type of stuff. Like when like going to school, they say you use math every day, which is true, but all the other
You're not
um,
using, well, you is kind of using a little bit of some. I was about
like
to say, you're
reading
not
and
using,
writing, like
you're not
basic
using
stuff like that.
trigonometry.
Yeah,
You're not using
basic stuff like
calculus.
that. And then like even when you go to college, like they tell you if you want to be successful, you have to go to college. You got to major in this and get that. But that
Yes,
piece of paper does not always guarantee that you'll get a job in the field that you choose.
it don't.
You feel
I
me?
I agree with that.
Yeah. So it's like curriculum, especially now, like with the kids growing up now, like I feel bad for this generation that's grown up. Not everybody, just some people in it. But I really do feel like some schools or a program for
Yeah,
whoever wants to join, it should, like I said, be centered around like building those life skills, building those like entrepreneurial skills because it's being an entrepreneur is being pushed more now than it has been ever.
I agree.
So yeah, the we gotta have like some type of curriculum. And I know like Will was talking about having the school and things like that,
Yeah.
and I forgot the other guy's name, but I know
You
he
talking about John?
went on he the one that's in like finance and stocks and stuff like that.
Oh, you talking? He's from our program.
Yeah,
JC.
yeah,
My
him. Yeah, I
Okay.
know he went to have a school and things like that. So I feel like with them wanting to have those schools, I really feel like it should be like a collective thing, but in every class it should be tailored to just how to go about life. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Go about it a different way than everybody else.
yeah, I definitely agree. Even to your point, like that's kind of like how some of us even got into Male Mogul because we felt like, well, at the time when I was in high school, I felt like what I was learning in Male Mogul was way more valuable than what I was learning in school.
Right.
And I had to see it because the things I was learning in Male Mogul, I was able to apply to things in my life more efficiently than what I was learning in school. Like I'm getting graded off whether I turn in an assignment on time
Right.
versus me being evaluated when I create a business from start to finish. Like it's like it's a different it's a different curriculum. So
Mm-hmm.
we just kind of like learned that sometimes that like you say, like school, it teaches us the basics, but we should always be, trying to learn things that, you know, that requires us to think in everyday life. And I felt like that's what the Male Mogul was for us at the time. So that's what had us like, you know, putting Male Mogul. It used to be times where guys in a program they wouldn't even go to school. They'd skip school and come to the program after school like
Mm-hmm.
it was all cool. Like and water never know. I'm like that's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
this is the type of impact that the Male Mogul had on its participants at the time. So I definitely agree with you to that point.
Yeah. How long has Mel Mogul been around?
Mel Mogul has been around since, like I said, it got officially started in 2017. But I think our mentor and founder Walter Mendenhall, he had been teaching and coaching since I think 2010, 2011.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did he get into that?
I mean, well, he can explain the specific part of that journey for him, but
just tell
how he,
in
yeah,
class like the other day. He literally just told us all about it, and I thought it was super cool to actually get that information from him. I mean, I would still just be saying what he told me, but like it sounded to me like he did something that nobody else would have done. Like if I'm being completely honest with you, I mean, at least all of his students can agree that they wouldn't have done it, and they don't know anyone that would have done it.
Mm-hmm.
Going from being on the professional athlete pathway to and having more financial access in the education system and still putting his purpose over that, over his economic gain. He put his impact over that. And he'll tell you himself that it was more rewarding than anyone would have ever been able to expect.
Yeah.
That's the
Cause
mogul.
yeah,
In
because
it.
he was a professional NFL player, so he had played for various teams, and unfortunately, he was cut from one of the teams he was on. So after that, he even like said to us like it was things he went through, depression, like real mental issues that he had, and he had to overcome all that to realize the real purpose of his influence and his his involvement in the community. So for him to come from that career and humble himself down to come and help the next generations, that's something I had just never seen before. Like Emmanuel said, we might have had, guys who we seen that had certain accolades and accomplishments, but I've never seen a guy humble to that point where he's able to come to the community where he knows it's under resourced and provide certain opportunities for other young men. I just had never seen that at my age. So like, again, that's something that just made me kept clinging on.
Yes,
Yep.
because not a lot of people come back to help the community. Like,
Yeah, a lot of people don't, for sure.
When they
and
bring guns,
like,
they
which
bring guns, they bring guns and cars and chains, and they
Yeah,
bring a lot back, but they never bring prosperity back.
yeah.
exactly.
They bring
Or if
stuff
they
back,
or if they
unfortunately.
is providing resources, they like to charge or make it exclusive. Like it was none of that with Walt. Like, he actually, the first time we even did a class session, he was like, I want y'all the only thing I want y'all to do is bring a friend back the next day. Like he
Mm.
wasn't too focused on
Say
trying
less.
to. You said what
That-
happened?
I say you say less. I bring
Yeah.
somebody back, no
You
problem.
hear me? You hear me? So you know me, I went and got my whole block. I'm like, hey man, like we should really try to, listen to this man. Like he actually humbled himself and he actually trying to understand how young men can be more of a good influence in their community. So like I said, that's just something you don't see often. And it's really changing the narrative.
it,
So
it
yeah.
is.
About how many people you think you got in the program?
Currently or
Yeah, currently.
Currently, I think we got about right now running the group, the gap year session. I think it's about like eight to 10 guys, if I'm
Okay.
not mistaken. Yeah, yeah,
That's right.
yeah. But we have like different sessions throughout the year. So we'll have actually a spring session coming up. We'll have a summer session, and then it's back again to the fall and winter.
Okay.
But we get the most participants, the students in the summer though, because that's when they the most available and looking to work and involve themselves.
Mm. Okay, so I wanted to touch back on what I said, like as far as like people not coming back to help their community.
Yeah.
So, okay, so there's a book I have by Carter G. Woodson, and it's called "The Miseducation of the Negroes." Right.
Mm,
So within that book, he talked about a lot of different aspects upon our people, but one of the things that he vocalizes a lot about is that when those who are emancipated from like mental slavery and things like that, and when they find success and when they are able to leave the community, most of them don't go back because they just believe that those who are left back there, they don't have like the intelligence or like have the drive in order to get out of the
yeah.
spaces that they're in because they feel like that's enough for them. You feel me? So um just like how he was doing, he came back like he was humbled to a point like even he knew like nobody's gonna help each other. You feel me? Like nobody's gonna help us or do anything for anybody but ourselves. And
Absolutely.
people have to get out of that mindset like, well, okay, I made it, so if I can make it, anybody can make it, but I'm not going to help them. You know what I'm saying? That's not how we progress as a people.
Exactly.
When one person is able to get out the pot, you got to find a way to build a bridge, get a rope or something to pull everybody else up out of there. Because us as a people, you feel me? Like we've been delayed to a certain point. However, we're still ahead when it comes to certain things.
Mm,
And it's just like people with that mindset to come back and help each other and give each other that knowledge and that wisdom that we need is like we need more role models like that in our community.
yeah, I agree.
Especially now, because times are tough, and they're about to get a little tougher.
Yeah.
Considering the
Absolutely.
state
Absolutely.
of our government right now, it's definitely going to get tougher. So, time to dig in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
This,
yeah. That's
mm,
I definitely emphasize that to people, like what you said, Ray. Like it's definitely not enough role models doing that, and that's why we do it to the fullest, because we want more. Like, imagine if we had 100 of us, doing what me and Emmanuel doing.
right.
Imagine the impact we'll have then. Like, that's what we trying to create. So it's like and that's even what I think that keeps us going. Like, we realize it's bigger than us. Like, it's not about again, like, personal accolades or personal accomplishments. It's just about really changing the narrative and being a positive influence.
Mhm.
That's what creates the most change.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
Now, I know we kind of already touched on it, but just say, for instance, you had unlimited resources.
Mhm.
What would you do? What other type of programs would you try to implement?
Hmm. I would say I will try to implement a a mental health program. I would try to tap into that more, because I just feel like, even with just black men in general, mental health is a big thing that needs to be talked about. And I think it's being more programs created around it. But I think specifically for, like, just men in general, like, that's a big thing for black men, for sure. So
And
I would definitely do something involved with mental health, and then I would say I'd do something involved with real estate. So I know Ray even said it one time, like, she sometime one day she she wishes she can acquire a property to help foster the homeless. So I want to do something like that with the homeless, and people who just under resources. So that could be young men with no job, or no involvement in their education. That could be single mothers. That could be anybody. So I really want to dive into that, man.
Yeah.
those are all the things we need. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Um, I,
absolutely.
I'm just gonna touch on my personal, like, this real personal to me. This comes from my heart.
Okay, I had to move to make sure I was still moving.
Let's say my boy just paused.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we all pause, listen, and wait. I had to move, make sure, okay, am I frozen too?
So be.
He'll be back in a second.
He probably touched back in. Yeah,
Yeah. Hopefully he peeped that.
yeah.
I'm sure he did.
But in the meantime, how do you think that you'll go about bringing more males to come to the program? Like, how could you help them be more interested in wanting to take those steps?
I mean, really, to keep doing what I'm doing now. So, that's, promoting, the things that we able to, do, and opportunities we able to provide, through all ways, not just through, social media. Like, I'm actually going out to schools and community businesses and actually, promoting this. Like, and I'm not doing it, like, because, I'm being told to, or because I think it's my job. I'm doing it because it's really my purpose. Like, if I'm not helping young men, or exposing them to different opportunities, then I don't feel like I'm being productive. I don't think I'm doing what I'm really meant to do.
Right.
So yeah, it's just keep doing what I've been doing. Keep promoting the message of creativeness with collab. Keep mentoring in schools. Doing community engagement events. Like, I think those are things that help people realize that you want to really connect with them, and I think that's how you connect with them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Community is a big thing. But talk about what you got going on personally.
Oh yeah, so man, other than just managing collab, like I said, I do real estate. So I became a real estate investor in the year of 2023. Me and one of my guys had closed on a multi-unit property. So that was another big thing that's in my life, that just showed me, like, what I'm doing is really working, and it's really purposeful. I have a clothing line. It's called Secure the Bag. I actually got one on the hoodies right now. So, for those who tuning in, you can go to the Instagram, click that link, man, and hopefully shop and see what you like.
Yep.
But yeah, other than that, yeah, I mentor young men. I go to all schools, not just alternative. I meant to take that out the you dig, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'll be in all schools. So and then it's not only just high schools. We've done elementary, we've done college sessions. So yeah, that's and on the topic of college, I have my associate's degree.
Okay, awesome.
Sit in.
Yeah. So that's pretty much about me, man. Like all I do. And then like even with that, like everything involved with that has been a journey. Like when if you was to ask me at 16, 17, 18, do I think I'd be doing real estate and mentoring the youth? I would not have told you yes. Because I didn't know, because I just didn't know like the impact that it had, or how it would really help people. But now actually going through and seeing it for myself, it's like this is probably the best decision I made in my life.
Mhm.
And what did you get your degree in?
I got my degree in business administration.
Oh,
So that was at Harold Washington College, community college.
Yeah, I
And
went there too.
so yeah, I had got that in 2022, and then after I was done there, like I just continued on the road of entrepreneurship, and going into 2023, one of my goals was to get a real estate property. So I was able to get some assistance with that, of course, with Male Mogul, uh, and then that one thing led to another, and I was able to acquire me my first property. Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
That is dope.
You got any questions for him, Pio?
I do got one, and it's kind of to lighten up the situation because you guys are young, so we need to be laughing and stuff.
Tell my
I'm the old head in the room, but what's the most ridiculous stereotype about Chicago's West Side that makes you want to laugh but then scream
Oh,
at the same
no,
time?
for sure, because I want to know too. I want to know, like, what's the beef between the West Side and the South Side? Like, what we got against each other?
I don't, uh, it's like the way that each side feels is the exact same way the other side feels. So the same way the people from the South Side feel about the people on the West Side is the
Mhm.
same way the people on the West Side feel about the South Side. And some of the craziest stereotypes I heard just the West Side is we don't have like good food. Like people think all the good food is on the South Side, which is crazy to me. Like no,
Yeah,
it's
that's
Yeah,
definitely places.
Remus is over there.
Yeah, like we got Uncle
yeah, that's what I'm
Remus, like
saying.
we got MacArthur's. Like, come on, like,
Yeah,
what
some
we
jokes.
talking about? Like,
No,
what we
for real.
talking about? So yeah, that's definitely one of the craziest stereotypes. And then the other stereotype I'll say is people say that we can't dress, which is obviously not true. Like, some of the biggest
Right.
fashion icons who even are still in the clothing industry today came from the West Side.
Mhm.
Even Kanye said in an interview that the guy who helped him kind of lay out his Yeezy design brand, that was this guy who he grew up with from the West Side of Chicago, of the West Side of Chicago. So I don't know why people be thinking that, but those are crazy stereotypes. I ain't gonna lie.
No, for real. What the hell?
That's crazy to me. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I think that it's actually they put an Uncle Remus on the South Side.
Yeah, I think you talking about the one on 47.
Yep.
Yeah, I had tried that one. Now I ain't gonna lie to you, just being from the West Side and having Uncle Remus out there,
Uh-huh.
it ain't like that. But it's still it's not it ain't it's still you can still tell that it's Chicago made food. Like
Right.
it's
Right.
just not the West Side flavor you looking for, man.
No, for real. I ain't even gonna hold you though. Like when I saw it, I'm like, I want to try it, but I know it originates on the West Side, so I kind of want to go on the West Side to like
To
see
get
what
the
it's like over
reaction.
there first
Yeah,
before I travel on the South Side.
Right.
exactly.
That's just like Harold's Chicken on 87 is the original.
Like
And
that's the best place to go.
exactly.
Exactly.
It's a little different. They're a little different in other places, but 87 is the original, so you can't really beat that.
No, for sure.
Exactly. Exactly. 100%.
So okay, so
Yeah.
like I still have yet to try Uncle Remus. So what's the difference between like the sauces, like or like the chicken in general?
I would say with Uncle Remus, the sauce is just more it's kind of sweeter. Uh it's more tangy.
Mm-hmm.
I say and the sauce is thicker. So that's what I say about Uncle Remus. And the chicken is good, but they kind of like, they kind of sauce it up to you to the point where, you know, some people feel like you can't taste the actual chicken. Now with Harold's, it's the actual opposite. They not, you know, all that. They don't try to, you know, put all the effort into their sauce, but they chicken is amazing. Like, I don't know what batter they use, but I personally pay for that recipe, you know,
No,
if I get the chance for. But so yeah, that's what I say the kind of the differences between the two. But they both good to me. Each of them got their own, you know, their own twist to it. So I rock with both, man.
yeah, I need to try it for sure.
Nah, you got to. I even, you know, I even treat you. Hey, whatever we got to do,
No, for
get you some
sure.
Uncle Remus.
Cause I've smelled it before. I'm like, hold on, that joint kind of smell good. I'm like, hold on.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely got to get you some Uncle Remus though.
For sure.
So let me ask you this: what's the strangest, say, skill or talent you discovered about yourself through the kind of work you've been doing that basically just unexpectedly come in handy?
What would I say? I would say my ability to like how would I would say it? Like I know how to I know how to connect things really quick. Like um even like when I'm talking to people or when I'm in a certain place and I see things, I always can reference something to something that I seen or did, and I'll be able to, like, you know, either say or do something that, you know, relates to what we doing or the topic of what I'm talking about. So an example of that is like we be having you know, networking events. Most of the people who we network and talk to, I'm able to like kind of like, you know, deep dive with them just about like, you know, what they certain values is just because of how I've been taught and what I've seen. So I think my ability to kind of connect people and be understanding is very needed and useful. And I ain't know I could do that, because to be honest to you, I used to be the type of kid that, you know, I wouldn't say passive, but I like, you know, let certain things slide or get by, and I wouldn't, like, you know, say anything even if I felt like I needed to. So that's something I definitely say I didn't know I can do. I definitely can connect people and put ideas into my head real quick.
Okay. Okay. Oh snap! This is a good conversation.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
don't know what happened to Manny. He just disappeared.
Yeah, that's just crazy. It's crazy, but
Yeah.
I hope he gonna be back though. I hope he gonna be
Yeah.
back.
You might have got a call coming in because usually if he got a iPhone,
Yeah, he got an iPhone. Yeah.
yeah, you get a call coming in, that video call is over.
Oh man, yeah. See, that's why I put my phone on do not disturb, man. I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, I don't need none of that right now.
No,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
So let me ask you this: if say you could do dinner with any three people from Chicago's history,
Dead or alive?
dead or alive, to discuss your community work, who would it be?
Oh.
I've been waiting for a question like this. I promise you. So I would say first off, Fred Hampton, because in terms of just leadership and, you know, starting and empowering people at a young age, he would kind of know what that's like, and I
Mm,
would have a lot of questions for him as to like how he was able to do that
mm.
and have so much faith doing it at the same time. I would say two. Uh, I would say two. Common. I feel like Common has like provided a lot of impact opportunities to Chicago that has not been even, you know, showcased that well. Like a lot of people don't even know like Common has schools and properties in Chicago that he, you know, uses to foster and provide opportunities for young people. So that's like something that was all like, again, that was something that was always big to me, like changing the narrative. So
Mhm.
I say Common, and then what is Barack from Chicago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I say President Obama.
Okay.
You
Hey.
know, going through a system that you know
Yeah.
that was that you
Pretty much nailed it, right?
yeah, yeah. Like going through a system, man, and being around, you know, people who don't exactly see you as the type of leader that America so called needs, and able to, you know, still be a pillar to not only black people but of all people of color. That's just, you know, again, that's different to me. That's changing the narrative. So yeah, I would definitely choose Mr. my president for real, Mr. Obama.
You feel?
That's what's up.
And
Yeah.
I'm so glad you brought up Fred Hampton because I just found out that there's a museum. I think it's is it Maywood? I think it's in Maywood, but it's
Yeah.
called the Fred Hampton House. Now,
Yes.
I reached out to them because there's somebody we recently had on here. He actually met Fred Hampton Jr.
Oh
And
wow.
he just so happened to be in the city, and he was at the house, so he got a chance to have like an in person interaction with him. So I reached out to them because I want to talk to him, but there's also his wife is also like a person we could talk to as well. So if I could get either one of them or both of them at the same time to have those conversations, I'm gonna let you know definitely
Please.
because
Please.
I'm like I really wanted to talk to both of them just about that. Like
Yeah.
even just him being like the second, and he's actually being active in the community as well. But you
Mhm.
just being the son of somebody who made a movement at such a young age, and then like his wife on top of that, just her being there, like just seeing everything that he was doing, like that's immaculate, bro. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
so, I'm trying to get them to come on. So I'm gonna keep trying because I need to talk to them.
Oh, please. I love to have a conversation with them. Or just to hear them, y'all talk about certain things for sure.
Mhm. Yes, definitely.
Okay.
But,
That's extraordinary.
hmm
That is dope. What else you got, Ray?
uh, I think that was all that I had.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the most unusual place or situation where you found yourself having to break through a conversation with someone for one of your programs?
Uh you, s- hmm. I'm trying to think back. It's been a few, man. Be honest with you. I think it was a couple of years ago when we was at our alternative school.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Um, it was a young man that me and one of my other partners was talking to, and he like in the middle of us like talking, he kind of broke down crying.
Mhm.
Now me, being who I, me being me, and knowing what I have learned in that moment, I didn't know exactly what to say to him, but I knew he needed to be, he it's like he needed like, that talk with us. He needed our presence. And all I can do was I'm gonna be honest with you, I damn near started crying too. Cause
Mhm.
it's like I was understanding him and I was trying to figure out like, how I can change how, his perspective at the time. So, that was real tough for me because again, like I had never had a student come up to us and actually express himself in that kind of way. Like he telling us, what he has going on, his at home situation, personal stories with his friends, and it's just some of it I can relate to, and some of it I just felt for him. So it's like I couldn't. It's like I didn't know how to initially respond at first, but like I just stayed there with him like through the whole thing. Like I didn't walk away. I didn't try to interrupt him. Like I just stayed right there with him. And to this day, we even still talk about like that moment. Like he like, man, you probably the only person I was comfortable with, doing that with because you understand.
Mhm.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, for sure.
What else you got, Ray?
So what I want to touch on. Well, first again, I'm gonna give you a flowers because I love just hearing you talk about these different things and like what you got going on for yourself. But what are some things that besides just like the males in general, like
Yeah.
what are some things that you believe that should be implemented within our community?
Uh, I would just say, like I said, like things like mental health, and I would, but above just that, I think just people need to like collaborate more. I think we should start implementing like more collaborative, engaging activities. Uh, like I don't know where we kind of lost our touch, but I think Chicago used to be a real family oriented city. Like I don't feel how people like think that hating one or just expressing how they feel in a negative way to one another is going to solve things. Like we've kind of seen what the results of that is, through people pushing stuff like drill music into the culture, having certain influence artists, and celebrities is like, I just think we just need to get back to ground one, and that's, doing it with a purpose, but doing it together. Uh, so I just think we just need to implement that more collaborative activities, man.
I agree with that 100%.
Sir. Yes, sir. Well, man, it's been pretty dope. Give us, tell the people how they can get involved with your program, how they can find you. And quick question, I do have a quick question. I saw you printing T-shirts. You print your own T-shirts and stuff, right?
Absolutely.
You print T-shirts for people and things like that?
Yeah, so that's one of the services that we offer here at our collab space. We do print activations, which mean we can come out to an event or a facility and actually do it on site. And we just do like just regular printing services where we just make your manufacture your garments for your clothes the way that you like it.
Awesome, dope. And you know what? You're gonna get some of my business because we need some shirts over here.
Got you.
I'm still waiting for my hoodie that I never got.
Thank you.
No, I was gonna get hoodie
Right,
and
yeah.
and I have got
Yeah. I forgot, but I got you. I got you because that's what we need. We need some more apparel, so we're gonna get with you on that definitely.
You gotta come by and see the warehouse.
Yeah, I would say I would love for you to come by and see the warehouse, man. It's real dope space.
Okay, where's it at again?
So it's the specific address is 6055 South Wentworth Avenue.
Oh, it's on Wentworth. It's on the south side.
Yep, right off the E-way.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know where it's at. Okay, I got you.
Yep.
I didn't stay too far from there. Actually, I stayed on 58th and Prairie, so just right down the street.
Oh yeah, that's I'm gonna say that's right down the street.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know what you're talking about. All right, cool. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. So, tell the people how they can get in contact with you, get involved with your programs, get T-shirts made or get your services.
Absolutely. So we active on social media. So if y'all want to add us on social media, the handles for that would be one collab creative spaces. There's no underscores, no symbols, just collab creative spaces. Then our other page, Male Mogul Initiative, which is for just the nonprofit front for it. And then my personal page, Reese STB underscore. So that's kind of the social media's handles we got. We also have websites. So if you was go even to those social medias, you'll see the URL and the website links up in the bio. So that'll kind of let you everything you need to know.
Okay. Yeah, I checked out the website before you got on. It's put together. I like the articles that you got up there too because they actually focus on what's really going on.
Yeah, exactly.
What's really going on? So that's dope.
You talking about the Male Mogul webs, or you talking about the collab website?
It was the Male Mogul website.
Okay. Yeah. Oh.
So, man, we appreciate you having you on.
Definitely.
Much love, Jaurice Winston. And man, it's been a blast. So we would definitely like to talk to you again. And like I said, we need some T-shirts. So we're gonna get with you on that again real soon.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate it. I want you to stay in touch with us, brother.
Likewise, I will, man. It was a pleasure. I thank y'all for bringing me on y'all platform, man, giving me a chance to, explain my story and the importance of, my journey in Male Mogul. So gratitude to y'all.
No problem.
Awesome. All right. So this was the Culture Exchange, where we take a journey beyond borders, where stories intersect, traditions collide, and understand the blooms. Culture Exchange isn't just a show, it's a passport to the human connection. So we're diving deep into the beautiful, complex tapestry of global human experience, exploring how traditions travel, how perspectives shift, and how we truly begin to understand one another. It's Culture Exchange, y'all. Jaurice Winston, thank you, brother. Ray the Writer, see you later.
See ya.
Y'all.
Holla.
All right.